Thanks to a little bit of 1980s 8-bit styling mixed with some seriously impressive new-era electrification, the Hyundai IONIQ 5 dazzles as a fast-charging SUV with a notable driving range. The IONIQ 5 is among the first EVs to earn a place on 10 Best Trucks and SUVs list. The lineup spans a 168 horsepower, single-motor, rear-drive IONIQ 5 with an EPA estimated 220 miles of range up to a 320 horsepower all-wheel drive dual-motor unit with an estimated 266 miles of range. The big range, single-motor, rear-drive model with 303 miles of range is among the farthest driving EVs sold today for under $60,000. Its 350 kW DC fast charging capacity is the real hero, though enabling charging speeds as quick as those offered by far more expensive and luxurious EVs, such as the Porsche Taycan and Lucid Air. Inside the IONIQ 5, there's plenty of room, with more rear passenger space than both the Ford Mustang Mach-E and Volkswagen ID.4. With a wide spread of pricing and range availability, the IONIQ 5 makes a compelling choice for anyone taking the first swing at EV ownership. As the IONIQ 5 just debuted last year, Hyundai makes subtle equipment changes, but enough to bump the car's EPA rating higher in a few areas. All-wheel drive models now get an EPA estimated 266 miles of range, up from last year's 256-mile rating. They also now have slightly higher MPGe ratings. A battery heating system and preconditioning function are now standard on all models. Finally, on the chance you need tow something with the IONIQ 5, know that the maximum tow rating for cell and limited models is up to 230 pounds. The IONIQ 5 has an electric-only powertrain that's available in multiple potencies. The standard range battery paired with a single rear-mounted electric motor generates 168 horsepower. With the longer range battery, the rear drive configuration generates 225 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque, which Hyundai says will propel the IONIQ 5 to 60 miles per hour in 7.4 seconds. The all-wheel drive version is much more powerful, with 320 horses and a substantial 446 pound-feet, and quicker too. It catapulted to 60 miles per hour in 4.5 seconds at our test track. The IONIQ 5 we drove demonstrated its smoothness on a variety of road surfaces, and its wide 4.5 tires combined with a low center of gravity made it feel athletic going side to side. We only wish its steering provided more feedback and the suspension was a smidge firmer. With the standard 58.0 kWh battery pack, the IONIQ 5 is estimated to provide 220 miles of range. The larger 77.4 kWh pack is rated at 266 miles with dual motors and 303 miles with a single motor. The dual motor model went 210 miles on a full charge on our 75 miles per hour real-world range test. When it comes to charging, Hyundai says the larger battery can be replenished from 10 to 80% in around 18 minutes when plugged into a DC fast charger. They also said it can add 68 miles in about 5 minutes. The IONIQ 5 with the long-range battery and rear-wheel drive has a combined EPA rating of 114 mpge, adding all-wheel drive drops that estimate to 101 mpge. With rear-wheel drive and the standard range battery, the battery electric SUV is expected to get 113 mpge combined. The dual-motor IONIQ 5 we tested on our 75 miles per hour highway route, which is part of our extensive testing regimen, went 210 miles on a single charge. The IONIQ 5's interior boasts a tech-savvy space with a digitized dashboard and a heavy dose of eco-friendly materials. A head-up display with augmented reality that can project navigation directions on the windshield is just one fanciful feature. The compact crossover also takes advantage of its all-electric packaging with a completely flat floor for maximum passenger and cargo space. The front seats also recline and incorporate footrests, which will let folks relax while the IONIQ is charging. With a wheelbase that's longer than the 3-row Hyundai Palisade, the 5 has ample front and rear seat passenger room. Its large center console has lots of storage space, and on top-spec limited trims, it slides back and forth between the front seats. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment in the comment section below.